Our top story tonight, President Donald Trump says there is still hope that Hamas will do what is right. Otherwise, he says, an end to Hamas will be fast, furious, and brutal. His comments come as Vice President JD Vance arrives in Israel to review Gaza's fragile ceasefire. Vance calls it a very tough situation, but he also believes things are going better than expected, adding there is a lot of work left to do. White House Correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen.
Veronica, good evening to you. Vice President JD Vance at a news conference told reporters he has great optimism that the ceasefire will hold. He also cautioned there will be hills and valleys, and he asked the Prince of Peace for help.
In Gaza, the U.S. brokered deal interrupted with outbreaks of deadly violence and questions over how to move forward. On Truth Social, President Donald Trump writes, "Numerous of our now great allies in the Middle East and areas surrounding the Middle East have explicitly and strongly, with great enthusiasm, informed me that they would welcome the opportunity at my request to go into Gaza with a heavy force and straighten out Hamas if Hamas continues to act badly in violation of their agreement with us." And at a newly opened center in Israel for civilian and military cooperation aimed at keeping the U.S.-backed ceasefire plan on track, Vice President JD Vance addressed reporters.
There is this weird attitude I've sensed in the American media, in the Western media, where there's almost this desire to root for failure, that every time something bad happens, that every time that there's an act of violence, there's this inclination to say, oh, this is the end of the ceasefire, this is the end of the peace plan. It's not the end.
The ceasefire took effect October 10th. Vice President Vance is optimistic it will hold.
And I'd ask all people of faith, in particular my fellow Christians, to pray that the Prince of Peace can continue to work a miracle in this region of the world. I think that we have made incredible strides over the past week. We're going to have to make a lot more, but I think with your prayers, with God's providence, and with a very good team behind me, I think we're going to get it done.
Along with the Vice President, Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, and President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, one of the architects of the ceasefire agreement. Witkoff said he and Jared earlier met with 10 hostages and their families.
And it was really an emotional moment, and I felt blessed to be in that room. Lots of tears, lots of people really, really grateful to President Trump for getting their children home.
Kushner told reporters it is possible to create something better in Gaza.
I want to echo what the Vice President said about how a lot of people are getting a little hysterical about different incursions one way or the other, but what we are seeing is that things are going in accordance. Both sides are transitioning from 2 years of very intense warfare to now a peacetime posture.
In addition, today, Vice President Vance emphasized the American people should know that U.S. troops will not be on the ground in Gaza. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.